Okay, it's kind of feels like this is definitely the third time I had to record a video like this, honestly. Um, Obviously, yeah, the environment that I'm in right now is definitely 100% different than what it was essentially 2 months ago, or at least the last time I uploaded. But yeah, the environment's a lot different. Um, Especially if you're returning from when I first uploaded on YouTube. It's been a while since, yeah, this room is definitely a lot different. It's because I'm now in a new apartment with my fiance. And yeah, like I said, there's a lot to kind of try to catch up and try to let you guys know what has been going on as of late. So, for starters, I guess I do owe you guys an explanation that happened 2.5 years ago. About it's about to be 3 years since, but I do owe you guys somewhat of an explanation. But at the same time, um, I could just lambast and start shouting out names and throwing people under the bus and all this other dumb shit, but um, I'm trying to grow as a person, and at the same time, it's a lot of personal drama that genuinely doesn't need to be out there like that. And at the same time, I'm trying to let the past be the past. I'm bigger than that person. So, yeah, that's just it. So, putting it simply, uh, October 2023, I got kicked out. And for close to 2 years, over 2 years, I was living with family until I can get back up on my feet. Which, at the time when I was streaming Genshin and other games, my whole space was a little bit different than what I was first streaming in. Now, I have my own space. So from 2024 to 2025, my fiance, or at the time my girlfriend, we were still together. We were trying to see about trying to get a new apartment, and if you guys really look into this and such like that, trying to find an apartment in New York is fucking terrible. It is abysmal. It fucking sucks ass. Um, so we eventually found it on a place. So it's suitable for both myself and my fiance to kind of get with things and get things going for us both, and eventually find our own newer place. So this is only for the moment. Now I would like to say less than a decade, but I would eventually try to find a newer place at some point in time, which I'm gonna try to push and get things going for that. But yeah, that's one side of the story. Um, I initially recorded this in my new car. If you guys remember, I uploaded a couple of videos in my Jeep. I no longer have my Jeep. Yeah, so many things happened in different years in October, and I kind of find it funny, I guess. So June 2025, I proposed to Catherine, and this was trying to cap off closing in like 10 years of us being together. So she said yes, and then October of 2025, I had an engagement party kind of celebrating us. And on the way of me picking up all my food and also the cake, my car broke down for the last time. So I had to junkyard it, which honestly, it was a long time coming with that vehicle. It was two instances where the vehicle itself was just putting me at harm's risk because the engine kept shutting off. And in this instance, the car overheated, and then there was like a bunch of smoke everywhere. The coolant was leaking into the engine, and this. These are easy fixes and stuff like that for the engine to not get overheated, but I just needed to let the car go. I've had that car for 8 years. It needed to go. So there's that. So now I have a new vehicle, which is fucking great. There's that whole thing. So again, to kind of recap on everything, I got kicked out, lived with family for a little bit, and now I have my new apartment. I had to scrap and junkyard my old vehicle, and I have a new vehicle. I'm kind of blowing past a bunch of stuff that I kind of sort of talked about in the Discord. If you haven't joined up already, I've been kind of transparent about everything. But as much as I genuinely do want to just truly speak on everything I felt back then when I got kicked out and the stuff that happened prior to and all that, and as much as I really want to talk about it, I feel like it's my best interest that I just don't. And I know it really might suck for a lot of people, and it might not be enough for a lot of different people as well, because I definitely do owe you guys an explanation as to what happened. And when I got kicked out, it was like a long break I took from streaming and such. So yeah, and then from there, that's when my content shifted into a whole other thing I'm doing right now with Gacha, which I generally do like Gacha. I just stopped playing Destiny, and at the time, it was mostly doing part of my location of where I was streaming, and I don't really see the value at the time of me streaming Destiny for what I was doing in Destiny and my area that I was at. It just didn't make sense, and I couldn't provide the best possible service to what I was doing, playing, streaming Destiny, and living where I was at. It just didn't make sense, and it was not favorable at all. It just wasn't fair. Again, I'm not going to get into it. I know there are certain people at the time that would have been okay and really didn't care if I was doing all that stuff. It's just I know the things I was doing for Destiny, and it was mostly just helps, and I'm mostly communicating and talking a lot throughout all that. And when I'm living with somebody or I'm streaming in the same room with somebody and they're trying to sleep and I eventually have to cut it short at some point or another because I got work the next day, or it's just I'm living with family at that time. So me trying to do helps at the same time and how the lengths I was going at and such like that, it just wasn't gonna happen. I tried streaming, or at least trying to do what was it, the Lightfall raid? It was the one with the Witness as the boss. I attempted to try to get the raid done, and I had to leave midway. Not because I'm not blaming my family. I'm not blaming family or anything else that's going on. It's just there was just time conflictions with everything that was going on. I couldn't contribute time streaming Destiny along with where I was living. And that's just it. I just couldn't. Especially since with Destiny, it like my builds and my gear were beneficial for other people. While let's just say with Gacha, right? I'm able to kind of grind on my phone or grind outside of my phone efficiently or effectively versus Destiny. my window to trying to get a lot of grinding in or get anything done would have been in front of a computer, and it just wasn't feasible. I definitely tried to stream Destiny at the time when I was, at my previous living space, and was, uh, it was kind of difficult. So I just made the ultimate choice to not do it. I know at the window when I was streaming at my first location, I was, it was it was efficient. It was great. I was getting everything going. Everything was smooth. But towards leading into October 25, I noticed a decline of everything that was going on. It was only a matter of time before inevitably I had to switch to a different game. That's just it. So this just pushed everything forward. Me getting kicked out was literally pushing everything forward. And there's that. Uh, will I go back to streaming Destiny? I did try streaming Destiny when I, moved here. It was fun. I enjoyed PvP for what it was worth. I still understand why there's still talks of, or even there's still, cheaters around. But it is what it is at that point. I'm not going to speak on that much any further. That's just, it is what it is. I still have a lot of plans set for what I'm going to be doing in the future for my content. I'm if I'm more or less going to be still streaming Gacha. I will try to find time for Destiny, more of like just a off game at this point versus how it was before, where Genshin was my off game. Destiny will more likely be my off game to just kind of vibe out a little bit. Just pretty much that. I do still plan on finishing my Kingdom Hearts playthrough. I am very sure that I left off in Riku's half of the story, and at some point, I'm pretty sure I will finish all the Kingdom Hearts games, but on stream for before Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out, or at least a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out. You know what I mean? So there's that. That kind of dates this video where we're at right now, because yikes. But yeah, as far as having the past be the past, I will just try to keep pushing and get things going. So for now, I'm going to focus on what I have now and what I'm going to try to maintain what I have here, which is obviously this new room. I think a separate video will be for the room tour. There's just one last poster I'm trying to work on and eventually having up. So, just one last thing I want to have up in the room. And essentially, the room's done. It's just one last poster I want to have up, and I'm slowly working on trying to get that done. So, yeah. The room is basically done for what it's worth here. It's pretty dope as far as I'm concerned. If this video should be uploaded around the same time I'm live on twitch.tv/HeyBrett. I do want to close off this video with saying that I generally do apologize for, I guess, and I don't mean to throw I guess like there, but I do generally apologize for not fully committing to playing Destiny as much as I used to. I know a lot of you guys did follow and subscribe and supported me genuinely because I was playing Destiny and doing helps playing Destiny. But as far as how things are with the game and where I'm at with it, I don't really see myself pursuing the same sort of motive that I had prior. a lot of that's kind of gone. Will I continue playing for the future at some point? Of course, yeah. The game is still fun to me to a degree, but I just don't feel like it's there like I was when I first fell in love with the game. So, for those who still follow me playing Destiny, I do plan on playing it still, just not as much as I used to. Definitely. Not as much as I used to, but definitely more than what I did in the past 2 years. I will plan on finishing my Kingdom Hearts playthrough, as I mentioned on Discord. I don't have an exact date when I will be doing it, but preferably when there's like a dead patch for any of the gotchas, or probably might just do it June. June sounds nice. Yeah, June. Yeah, June. Fuck it, why not? We'll start my Kingdom Hearts playthrough in June. I'm just kind of going through the my whatever, like just fuck it. I know it's kind of like a weird video I'm making. I'm just kind of. I'm not that I'm over it of everything that's been happening in my past, but as I mentioned prior, this is like or at least if I had mentioned it before, this is my third time making this video. The second time I made it, as I mentioned, I made it in my car. So I really just not really fully attached into making this video, but I really sincerely mean my apologies and my plans for the future for this channel. I do still plan on uploading at some point other videos. I do obviously plan on streaming. If you haven't noticed, I have been live the past couple of days, or at least past couple of weeks, on twitch.tv/HeyBrett. The last stream I did, which I believe was yesterday, leading into this morning, still doing that same thing. I am actually, multi-streaming on not just YouTube, but Kick as well. So, again, using the same handles, HeyBrett. So you can still find me on pretty much the bigger channels. I am planning on possibly streaming on TikTok at some point. I think I'm possibly able to stream on TikTok, but we'll see. So we'll do some workarounds. But yeah, right now we're gonna be going live on twitch.tv/HeyBrett, youtube.com/HeyBrett, and kick.com/HeyBrett. I hope to see you guys there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Enjoy the rest of your night, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, wash your hand, wash your face. I fucking love you guys. Y'all be safe out there. Take care.